I've been recently asked by the divine to put myself in places and spaces where I'm challenged, and getting back into the world in marketing the forgiveness frequency and just myself, going through these networking connections, or today's a speed dating kind of networking. And I find it very hard to put labels on myself. In the work that we do, it's needed for those to see who we are. It feels out of place. And I haven't been, my career was in the fashion industry and in leadership, and I spoke on many stages, and I had 300 plus employees that I got to wrap my arms around every single day, and I love every moment of it. Leadership itself was very lonely. So stepping back into this role of conscious leadership, it's a baby step integration, because we don't want to go feel ourselves in that fight or flight. We really want to keep our nervous system fully intact and in calm and peace. And we know that we're placed in the rooms that we're placed in. God led us there. He told us to be there. And the Divine Mother, Father God is here with me, showing me the way and giving me the words. And so there's no script. It's just, here I am, me in all my colors, pillows. But today, as I sat here in preparation for that and just allowing my body to feel safe, we already did our lymphatic draining. We already awoken our hands, and we've drank our water. We're on to our very first sip. So we've done all the things within our rainbow repeat to get us here. Now it's just allowing the body to catch up, that it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have the butterflies, but to know that you are divinely guided and protected, and allowing your heart to do the speaking. And we ask our ego to be our cheerleader. And with the embodiment of everything, there's really not as much asking of that anymore. Our ego is just ready to be here in service. And there is this beautiful convergence that's been happening. So we weren't concerned about any of that, but it was just, who am I? Who am I now? 14 years ago, I was a store manager of a Fortune 500 company, and I got to spend 15 years in the fashion industry, traveling the world and connecting with beautiful hearts. I loved that until I didn't, until leadership became very lonely and I needed to find a way out. I left in search of joy. And in finding that joy, I was led to a new career. And it was, though that must not have been divinely timed, because it was the third day on the job that a box fell in my head and crushed my cervical spine. And then I spent the next 13 years living horizontally in darkness, on palliative care, end of life care, just planning for my way out of this world, when Pops of Color told me that I'm here for a divine reason and it's not my time to go. And gratitude elevates truth. And I needed to start getting grateful. I needed to get up. I needed to get all the sips and juices and rainbows. I needed to get outside and stand barefoot on the grass. I needed to get moving, because our body keeps score. So muscle movement. I needed to get in music. I needed to get in meditation, because all these this gratitude elevates truth, led me step by step, baby steps, into the forgiveness frequency. And this is where I got to face all my fears in true self-forgiveness, and grant myself the grace and the compassion and the empathy that I poured out to everyone else, but not to myself. I had no spiritual practices. I'd never sat on a yoga mat. I had never done anything beyond a treadmill, or when it came to having a self-love regimen. And in that year off in between careers, it was all about me and my family. And I was able to find a love of running and do the P90 or P90X 5X with my family and my kids, couch to 5K for myself. And I found all these beautiful routines that were devotion to self. And you have to love yourself first before you can love another. So as I bring myself out of this cocoon and put myself out there to really highlight and spotlight the forgiveness community in this way, that I am now here as a multi-dimensional, multi-passionate, intuitive Reiki master and holistic horizontal healer. And with all of these beautiful labels and gifts that I've been given, it all comes back to the infinite I am, that I would not be here without the miracles taking place in my life that have all been divinely orchestrated through God and through the divine Father, Mother God, and the surrender that I have surrender into the sacred service. So as I look forward to putting myself out there today, and this is like speed dating, speed networking. So there's a multiple people and you have a certain amount of time with each person and you have 1 hour to kind of get through it all. I've never done it before. This is where I was told to show up today, and here we are. So I'm really excited about it. But the forgiveness frequency and being just a treasure holder of it for the last 5.5 years and building its frequency using color, I've been able to teach myself and multiple other people and leaders how to color chronic pain, how to upcycle your traumas and insecurities and the shame and blame of everything that's ever happened to you. And when you allow color to come in and penetrate those wounds, it starts to change, because every color holds a vibration and a healing frequency within it. And not only do we get to do this for women and adults, we get to do it for children. And we've created a platform called Speak Up in Color about 3 years ago, where we started reading stories here from my pillow to children that were going through and battling cancer. And then that evolved and expanded, and our rainbow decided to rise up even further to help 100 children at the Selecho Orphanage in Zambia, Africa, where over the last 3 years, we have been able to teach them how to read, how to write, how to speak in English, how to color their emotions, connect with color, and create with color, all using energy work, laughing, dancing, music, movement, all of the things that we found in our jam sessions in the forgiveness frequency. We were able to bring it to a platform to teach children how to color their emotions. And both of these, the forgiveness frequency and Speak Up in Color, are my divine service, my sacred service to the world, where I get to color, just connect and create with color and bring color into people's lives. They haven't had a way of looking at it before. It's just a new way of healing. And imagine, instead of a pharmacy, we had a color RX, where you would go in and based on your symptoms and what you're dealing with, you were given a box. And within that box, it was all the colors, all the things to sip in, recipes, a color to wear, meditate on, all of the tools, sips, and tricks and techniques that your little treasure box. And based on your ailments and your symptoms and what you've been diagnosed with, you would receive that color as your prescription. And I see it. I see the potential of all of it. And I just cannot wait to find others out in the world who are doing amazing things in their way of service and connect with those hearts. And I know God led me here to be here to meet all these people. So I'm ready to go. And I don't even think I said my name. I'm Julie Schindler. I am a multi-dimensional, multi-passionate, intuitive Akashic Reiki master and the founder of the Forgiveness Frequency, where I help others upcycle their pain and trauma and color chronic pain through music and dance and movement and all the frequencies and vibrations of color. And we've also created a platform for children to do the same thing by coloring their emotions and using color through story times, energy work, music, dancing, laughing, connecting with, and creating with all